Hey everybody, welcome to the nightly vid. I apologize, last night we actually put out the wrong video, so that is on me. I saw there's a lot of comments, people talking about it. So glad you enjoyed for those that did, but that was not the video I meant to put out. That was going to be for something else, so that's on me. I privated the video because I did not get everything set up the way I'd like before putting that out, so that's on me, but hopefully you enjoyed. That being said, today SPY went inside, right? So all morning, what we'll see is in the morning, it opens inside day, but it opens as 62.2 down, which is a major signal. Countering hammer here. So you can see 2-2 puke, right? Pivot machine gun of all these guys. And then they fail to take yesterday's lows. They go inside on the second 60 of the day. So when that occurs, you get stuck into this, right? They had simultaneous inside 60s, which poked down, then went green, or in this case, blue, and then goes outside, and then you can see it gets stuck inside, and then the 2-2 rev strat, which gets it moving again. But you're going to notice we spent pretty much all the morning session inside, right? So you had the 1-3 and then mother bar, 3 hours inside of this, which is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours inside of this, which did break up. And you can see post market, there's a slight gap down at this point. So when you're trading inside weeks, inside days, which, you know, we don't prefer to do, this is the type of action you're normally going to expect where things fail, because what's happening is that since we're an inside week, right, we're starting, you can see on Monday, they're consolidating. We're an inside week. Then they gap it down, but still inside week, consolidating still. They take out both sides. Right? And then they go for the other side. Still consolidating. Failed to take last week's lows, right? So still a 1. Then they restart consolidating. And they're going to keep doing that until we become a 2, right? So important to understand that. And that's where when the 60s broke down, they didn't really go anywhere. We had 3 of the 4 indexes break down. Qs did not, semis did not, tech did not. And then we get this hammer fiver counter, which reclaims the shooter 60. So that's countering the shooter, right? And then you get rev strat. And then you're going to notice this, right? It makes some slight higher highs in here. And then it goes 2 up in red, or shooter fiver, whatever you'd like to say, back down. And now it's coming back through the broadening formation it just made. And then it's right in the middle. And then the new 60s open right here, and they're stuck. They open as a 1, and then they restart. You get really small triangles, and you'll see it starts small in here, and then they make the lows and go sideways again. Then they finally start breaking out of this stuff over here, right? And then slight higher high, higher low with the hammer, and then you get the expansion of the range. So just very important, if you're going to be messing about this stuff, which we don't suggest, you've got to let these ranges get bigger, because by the time it's in here and this goes 3, we're like, yeah, that's going to take a while to get out of. And you'll notice if we're drawing it right to left, you'll see it makes slight lower lows to this stuff. Then you get the slight higher highs here. Here's your triangle, and they expand that stuff. But that being said, today we spent some time on the gaps, given the inside days on indexes. There was DLB, which is probably the best one today. Favorite one, you can see the star next to it this morning. You'll notice it did not open into exhaustion risk. So when it opened in here, triangle looks something like this. So it opens here and then bang, right? All the shorts get stopped out. And now we still have all this previous range back up to 91 to take out. So if they come back tomorrow, that's something I'd like to know about. And you can see they pretty much bought it all morning. How do you get in on that? Here's the inside 15 at the top of the range. Bang. And you go to the 30, 60s. Here's your 30. Right? The 60, there's a hammer if you're going to go after that type of stuff. We also did see some stuff like app, which was on Strat Attack, which again was not posted yesterday, but you'll see the inside 60 up. We got that for about 11 points. I think we got like 9 or 8 when we mentioned reduce, and then the new 60 flip here. You can see they're just done. So some stuff there. If we go to Zim, you're going to see the gap up, 2260 down, followed by the inside bar shooter below that, and they just go after it, right? You can see some stuff there on the gap list. CMCSA, there was stuff later in the day, but you can see 3, 1, 2, which did tap the morning highs, followed by the 1, 2 hammer rev strat here, which got going. And there was Powell, which did not do much. There was the 22260s in here, which made the morning lows, and that was it. You'll see on the day, we had the kicking pattern, but they opened into exhaustion risk here, so that's why we didn't really get too much going on. We like to open above that stuff and then take it out, because when you gap like this into exhaustion risk, it could just be done selling, right? Which pretty much was. If we go to then the indexes, right? SPY will have the inside day. Qs will have a slight hammer, still an inside week. IDBM will have a slight hammer. Dow Jones are going to have a slight hammer. There's not too much of focus here. If we go to the Bitcoiners, we still see Bitcoin rallying. So that's kind of where most of the, I guess, interest has been. See MicroStrategy got some triangle towards the end of the day in here, and poke up, poke down. So, we'll see, continue tracking that stuff, what comes of it. Bitcoin. Coin's got some triangle in here as well on the 60 basis. So we'll keep tracking that type of stuff. There was also Mara, which was a little bit more firm today, but you can see a two down in green week, and it's Wednesday. So can that go 3? Maybe not. We'll see. When we go to signals now, we're going to see this. A lot of inside. All right. So we will have AI. Definitely a top watch in here. You got the 2-1 on the day above this, 33.13, and that would occur with full time from continuity with the 2-2 quarter in force. We do have this short-term exhaustion on the month here, but measured move would get that moving once again, and they went about 27 to 33, so about $6. We'd look for another 6 if that's going to play out. If we go to Tesla, no breakage today, goes double inside, so up or down, we'll see what happens. Still an inside week, but we know that one can move, right? If we go to Home Depot, you can have the inside day. If it breaks down, you'd also have the 2-2 week, which could negate the month from all-time highs up in here, so might have some issues in there. Go to Lowe's, also an inside day, so we'll see what comes of that. That was a little closer to 2 up, but they normally are trading similarly. If we go to McDonald's, you're going to see this. So we're willing to play this either way. You're going to see here, it is inside day hammer at the bottom of the range, but we are 3-2 up in red quarter. We are 2-2 month down, and the week is still red. So, all this is confirming, unless this negates and breaks up. If this breaks up and starts failing, we'd have full time from continuity down. So we're willing to play that both ways, even if it fails. If we go to Clorox, you're going to see potentially a 1-2-2 rev strat day above 168.38 with the 2-2 month in force. If we go to GNRC, actually, I did not mean to have that one on there. You can still play that. That's hammer counter shooter on the day. But if we go to Starbucks, might have the 3-3-1-2-2 rev strat day. Still an inside week, right? And a lot of this stuff going to be more difficult right now. We don't have many daily signals besides those things like AI that look really good. We got a Coca-Cola. We did see the staples here. XLP closing as 2 down in green. It is doji week, doji month, so sellers aren't that aggressive this month. Maybe they bring them back up, stop some guys out. If we go to Coke, you're going to have the momentum hammer day with this big PMG we could be trading back through. Still an inside week, and again, a lot of this stuff will be on the daily nightly list because there's not that much. If we go to MO, you'll have the hammer day up in there, also in the staples. Now it's going to look a little better. 2-2 month up, and you got the hammer day to confirm that. You'd have full time from continuity, and you still got some quarterly pivot targets to go after, 57.05 in there. That being said, we do have nat gas numbers tomorrow at 10:30. Normally we're trading the XLE energy numbers, of which today there wasn't that much movement on it. You can see there's the 2230 down, which makes low a day for you. Later in the day, this is the direction we would have preferred. You're going to see the 13260 bang to the highs with the rev start off low a day. Bright green on the month, right? Quarter 2-2 in force with the daily 222. You can see confirming that. And this is one thing that's important. If you have, directional reason to believe this is going up or this is going down by the basis of, hey, the quarter looks like this, right? 2-2 month, bright green, that's going up. The month is 2 up and bright green. So they're going up this quarter this month. The week is a 2 up this week. It's like, probably we shouldn't short it back down. And some people may or may not follow that. Like, you can play it short, right? But once it hits exhaustion risk down here, you just stopped out all those guys, and the monthly guys are buying, the quarterly guys are buying, the weekly guys are 2 up, so the buyers have control. So we prefer, and when we look at the day, also 2 up to start the day, right? We prefer that back up. So we want to think of that as the triangle layout. And this is something we'll be talking about. I had that video last night I accidentally posted, but we talk a little bit about that there with control and like how that works, but it's gonna be a future video we're gonna put out just having to do with your continuity and understanding. It's like, we don't want to short this back down. Like, you can, but we want to let them stop out and then go after it the other way, because this is the bigger move, right? The week's green, quarter green, the month is green. That's where we want to be. And that being said, we also saw XOP. You're going to see this on the daily. Inside day up, what is that doing? Confirming an outside month. So bright green month, pivot machine gun. Right? It's like, we'd prefer that to be a buy, right? Unless this week goes 3 to the downside, is not going down. The quarter could still become the 2-2. Either way, you're coming back through this broadening formation here, right? Poke up, poke down of this 3. So we know that's a broadening formation. And now we'll see if, if that stuff starts falling through. We have things like XOM, which went 2-2 today. Didn't really go that far, but has full time frame continuity, and is a little bit one of the stronger ones. We get the weaker energies, MPC, hammer counter shooter, will confirm a negate. It's a 2 going 3 on the month, so that can actually be on the 2-2 list. If you go to VLO, maybe hammer counter shooter as well. Still an inside month, but it's green in there across these time frames, right? And these would be the laggards, right? But we'll see. PSX should also be in there, inside day. And you'll notice also potential 3-3 month, right? Green on the quarter, 2 up week, inside day. We prefer that up. And there's probably more than that. CVX today was a 2-2, which ran out of time to take these guys out, but likely follows it up. You'll see this on the quarter. CVX, this should start blasting if we can get above 164.28. So we can take all this stuff out up into 172.88 if this stuff gets moving. So we can see CVX. Just put a star next to its continuation. Our favorites like Oxy, really not performing that much this month, maybe next month, 322 or something, but not of interest to me there. Things like ET, the smaller cap energies, you can see that one's been going this week. Pretty nice weekly setup there. Notice you had the quarter 3-2 plus the inside week, and then the 3-2 on Monday, 3-2 on Monday. And they're just really gunning that one. And this one, you see on the yearly, been a lot higher, right? There's your triangle. So 35, still trading 18. If we go to like DVN, not so much. Yeah. So if we go to the natural gas stuff, which we have numbers tomorrow, LNG, it's going to be in there. And since we have those energy or natural gas numbers, we'll see KOLD. And you're going to see these are kind of doing the opposite energies, which is interesting. Or at least KOLD is. I think this is the inverse. Let me make sure. I honestly don't trade this. Yeah, ultra short. So these are the inverse. You can see it going for the 3-3 month, and this does depreciate, I imagine, because it's inverse. Normally those things go towards 0. If we go to Boyle, you can see Boyle's doing the opposite of that, 2 going 3, and the same thing, this goes towards 0 because it's leveraged. But we're going to be monitoring those. We're going to see what comes of that with Natty Gas numbers coming out, and I haven't traded it, but I figure since we look at the energy numbers, we might as well look at those too. That being said, I don't got too much else to talk about besides, we'll be watching the gaps tomorrow. We'll see what those numbers got. And, SPY's still an inside week, so we're going to hold off until, get something good going on in there. And even after hours, you're going to see maybe on the futures you get a 3-2-2, but you're going to see they're a 1, right? So how are we getting out of this? On the futures, they're a 2 down week. So it looks a little better for the short guys there, but you're going to have to take this stuff out. 5,880 if you're going to have any chance of making that puke. That being said, though, that's all I got for tonight's nightly vid. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any feedback or anything, let me know in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the morning stream if you're in stat. And if you're not, I'll see you guys in Thursday night's nightly vid.